Morning.
Morning. Morning has broken.
Like the first morning.
Blackbird has spoken.
Like the first four.
Like the first what?
Four.
Bird.
Bird.
Praise with elation.
Praise with collation.
And sacrification.
I need an operation.
Welcome everybody. Right, we are so committed to bringing you the news that we woke up this morning and before I'd even opened my eyes, Mark was giving me information on antibody frustrations, which we'll get to in a minute.
Antibody frustrations.
Let's
say
good
morning.
Feeling?
Why don't you do a little... It's not school week, so no registration. Just a nice floppy, bouncy, energetic...
Floppy?
Energetic read from Miss Sawalha.
Floppy? That is not a good word.
Go on, you get
that
to
is
it.
Not
I'm drinking
a good
my
word.
turmeric.
Hi Siani Tucker, hi Shara Louie, hi Sky Elise, hi Emma Emily, hi RM Jams.
Coffee.
No, Mark.
It's
drink.
So cold.
I have made you that
so
with
cold.
love.
I'm going to drink
I've
it
made
as well.
my fingers yellow. You can't have it with a coffee. It's anti-inflammatory.
What do you mean? This is not coffee moaning. It's not turmeric moaning, is it?
Mark,
it's coffee moaning.
I've made him an anti-inflammatory drink.
Which I will drink, and then I'll go and drink something
grated ginger and
inflammatory.
turmeric, and he wants to have a coffee with it, which is acidic.
Emma McGregor, popular name today. Hey?
RM Jams, Total Storm Addict, Mumsy 4, Sue Johns, Emma McGregor, May Boo. Never too early for a Pepsi Max, says May Boo. Stop being a bad...
Hang on, we're losing Wi-Fi.
Said on here yesterday that
we've got
people
no
across
Wi-Fi
the country weren't getting Wi-Fi.
So we can only go off the screen at the top there, which means we will miss a lot more of your comments. Can I just make a quick comment? Ashley contacted me today to say that Tori, who is one of our followers, subscribers, family guests in Italy, I believe you were in Venice, is that right? Due to circumstances with your children, you're having to be self-isolated away from them for a month.
No, with one of them.
Or with one, yeah, but I mean, basically you can't be with your husband and you can't be with some of your children, which is just a ghastly situation.
Yeah.
So Tori, sending you big, big love. And let's just...
You and your beautiful children. We saw you on that film and just, And thank you, Ashley, for telling us about that.
Yeah,
so,
Ashley. Do you know what? It makes me want to drop kick the virus. In fact,
go on, drop kick. This is for you, Tori. This is for you and your family. Go on, again. Right, now run outside. Don't sleep. Run outside in the garden and scream.
Just makes me want to do this.
Oh, and it's Tori's birthday. Tori's boy's birthday today as well. What's his name? Tori, what's your boy's birthday? So we can sing happy birthday to him. Sending love to Tori. Everyone's sending love. Send love to Tori and her children.
Must be so cross.
Oh, it's Tori's son's birthday.
Happy birthday, Tori's son.
Right, well, we'll sing it, and then if we get his name, we'll sing it again.
Problem is, Leo.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leo. Happy birthday to you. Why did you go, ugh?
Did I?
What have you done?
What's happened?
You've done something.
What's happened? It's like we've just suddenly been paused.
You were paused.
What's wrong with you?
You were pausing.
Happy birthday, Leo. So we can't pull up, I need to use your phone. We can't pull up anything on the screen. We can't see your comments going up, which means we can see your comments for longer. None of that. So all I can see
Sorry.
is Angela Thompson. I'm staying positive, loving autumn. I've been in pain for so long, things can only get better. Do you want to stand at the back of the room, babe?
Sorry.
This is like writing to people's
Happy
faces.
birthday, Emma Staple. Happy birthday, Emma Staple.
Happy birthday,
Dear
Emma
Staple. Emma Staple, Emma Staple, Emma Staple, Leo.
Bull, Leo too. Staple, Emma.
Happy birthday to Oh, and Anita Riley's only a week into a 6-week lockdown. She's already fed up. Gee willikers.
Do you know what I want to do? I've done that, haven't I?
Did you put that link up of that?
I put it on our community page because you were so remiss. You couldn't do it yourself. People were asking and asking
have you
and
put
asking.
it?
Yes, it's up on the. If
So
you
I
go
just
to the
wondered if
community
anyone
page.
read RTM View. Yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it? Mo Power.
So you may well see from our headline that there's a title called Antibody Frustrations. And this really pisses me off.
This was
The reason it pisses me
very
off
annoying.
is, well, partly because this news story, they're real party poopers at Imperial College, aren't they?
Can I have a quick look at WhatsApp because I might have a message
That's
on this?
it.
No, can I have a quick look on WhatsApp?
Yes. They're real killjoys at Imperial College. But basically what they're saying is that the antibodies of those tested since, obviously we've known of this disease since, this virus since March, April, do not last as long as they were hoping they would.
Okay.
And are behaving more akin to other normal coronaviruses, which is probably why people have been trying to moderate our excitement and enthusiasm around vaccines. They're behaving a little bit more like, their worry is that it's behaving a little bit more like the common cold.
I've just had some messages for some very smart people who are in the know with lots of other people, and they said...
Who are they?
I can't say.
Oh.
There is just so much they don't know. I think the reporting of this has been very irresponsible. And somebody else says, what do our journalists do though? Support Imperial College have got so much wrong.
They've got so much wrong.
Right.
That's my point. It's Imperial College that has published these
T-cell
results.
immunity. This is in the Independent. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get it because of the internet. Right. T-cell immunity on SARS.
You were off the internet, but you can go back on.
Okay. T-cell, and this is what John Campbell was talking about the other day. T-cells immunity lasts 17 years in SARS
Can I just
virus.
get the story out before you knock it?
Okay.
Just quickly, because then you can come in and make everyone ride to the rescue on your white stallion.
Well, it's not my white stallion.
So the point is that in this studies, now the studies are specific to people over 65, that the antibodies don't last for as long, they're not as resilient, they're behaving like, it's like a common cold, but with more severe outcomes. So what I'm not saying is, this is just the flu. What I'm saying is, it's far more virulent, far more dangerous than the flu, but it behaves like a cold and it behaves like flu because it's one of many coronaviruses.
Yeah.
And what they're finding is that our antibodies, and I was calling for this, wasn't I, not that long ago, saying we need to be doing tests on how long people's we're now 9 months in and they have been doing them, and the results aren't great. This isn't a dilemma, huge dilemma for the younger population. But it is a huge dilemma, potentially. I'm sure Nadia's going to ride in on her steed. But it's a huge dilemma, they're saying and claiming, for any comprehension of herd immunity. Because, of course, the herd immunity just simply can't work because the disease can keep rolling. And so long as we interact or interface with that elderly or vulnerable, it will always kill. I don't know how you resolve that one.
But what the opposition has always been talking about this, Professor Cole-Sikora being one as well, is the T-cell immunity, which is a completely different thing from the antibodies. And that T-cell immunity, this was an article in the Independent, T-cell, this was a couple of months, September, T-cell immunity lasts 17 years in SARS virus, providing hopes for COVID herd immunity. So this was the film that I was listening to with John Campbell a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, saying exactly the same thing as this, that it's like the coronavirus, the antibodies don't last long, but there's huge hope because of this long immunity with SARS-CoV-2. Now, I think that all these journalists today reporting this should also report that.
Yeah, I agree. And that was going to be my point.
Panic in people.
Give me your phone, because this is where the news stories are.
Panic in people.
Yeah.
Basically saying that people could get it over and over again like a cold.
Yeah.
And it's just, I just think it's the classic of what we're trying to do the opposite here, which is just scaremongering, terrifying people.
But listen to this. If you look at our headline, the title of our Coffee Moaning this morning, there is an editorial reason why that leads, and the following story follows. Now, this is from Reuters, which is a very sort of objective, a bit like PA News, Press Association. You know, quite objective. They report the facts. They don't try to put any skew on it. Reuters is reporting that the public trust in UK news organisations has tumbled during the COVID-19 crisis. And I think this Imperial College story is another symptom of why that trust is
And
falling
they've got
apart.
a lot of other things wrong, Imperial College,
Yeah.
over this period.
Absolutely. So less than half of Britain's people trust in news organisations as a source for COVID-19. The Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism. The level of trust has fallen throughout the pandemic, and about 8 million people in Britain are now at risk of being less informed, uninformed, or misinformed about the disease, just as the government grapples with a second wave. The significant growth in the number of people vulnerable to misinformation means the UK is less well equipped to deal with the coronavirus communications crisis during the second wave and the winter ahead. Now, I have been saying from the get-go, do you remember I was calling for this 2 to 3 weeks in, that Ofcom needed to have been given some souped-up responsibilities. Almost, if we can have curfews on when to go to pubs, when to go out, we can also have news curfews, not managing the news or what's skewing it, but like you can only report it for a certain amount of time in 24-hour news, because it's bad for the mental health of the nation. Don't
we keep
interfere with
talking
how
about,
it's reported.
I mean,
what's reported.
they keep giving you like a little nod to the mental health of people, but there's not really any discussion about why. And you know what? We are one of the most depressed nations, because the way that it's being reported in other countries just is worlds apart from how it's happening here.
Now, reading into that report, which I dug into a little bit more today, I mean, unfortunately, what Reuters are referring to there is that a lot of people don't trust or don't feel that the information they're receiving is detailed enough. And I would argue that most news organisations are more interested in the frightening, arresting, clickbaitable headlines than actually giving us really meaningful, detailed information that's of use. And I think within that, scaremongering, I would be curious to know if there could be a study done to show how the way in which the news has reported this crisis. I mean, only go to, I group them all in this. CNN is horrendously sensationalist about this. You know, death count.
It's like a
they have
movie.
a death count on the side of the. And it's
Ticketing
shockingly bad.
up.
It's shockingly bad. Shockingly bad. So that's why that's
there's been a lot of discussion. Actually, it's not that new news about the antibodies, actually, and that's why alternative opinions have been. We look at T cells, which means some of the things that we've had before can give us immunity. So I wonder if there's a bit of a movement to just shut down completely the idea of herd immunity, because there's a lot of grappling between scientists over that on there, and lots of anger. God, they get angry when they disagree with each other.
Oh, absolutely. So that's currently the situation with the antibodies thing, and they do pay reference to the T cells, but it's another. Hello from Kiwiland, Andrea Crash. UK people vote in a female prime minister, then you will get rid of COVID-19 just like us in Kiwiland. Faith Goodman, please could everyone download and use Join Zoe app, then use on a daily basis. If it's the simple way we can all say how we are each day. Yeah, I'm not too sure what that is. Someone else asking where the RTE thing is. Go to our community tab on the channel. I have put just the link there. Anastasia Alexandra, I would take a vaccine, but I'm not pinning my hopes on it. Emma McGregor, watching you guys is like having a spiritual injection in the morning. Oh, that's a sweet
nice
thing to say. Francisca Bastos, TV should be controlled. A lot of older people only get their news from TV and can't go on the internet and try to confirm or debunk what's been fed to them. Entirely agree. Rachel Louise, I get so anxious leaving the house now. I thought I was having a heart attack last week.
Sweetheart. Go to the community page and click on that link Mark's put up of the discussion on RTE. And it just might calm you a bit. Just a
Chris
bit.
Dunn, you say something that I absolutely concur and agree with. Human beings have this inbuilt desire to read about anything that's dark and frightening. Anything that's light and light-hearted doesn't seem as appealing to many people. This is why it sells paper. I mean, this is not a new thing. Why is it that headlines have sold papers for over 150 years almost, and yet the only headlines that really sell papers are car crashes, terrible things that happen.
That's why they got rid of the good news at the end. Finally, they got rid of it because they
no
said
one was interested.
People turned off in their millions.
So for you, being an eternal optimist,
I look for the good news.
No, I know you look for the good news, but what does that, when you hear that, and let's assume that the news gathering is a reflection of our inner desires, a little bit like horror films are a reflection of our worst fears, but the news is really a reflection of our societal hypochondria. our societal anxiousness, anxiety, and sort of almost psychosis. If that is the news simply reflecting a human hunger for the dark? I think that, but do you? Didn't mean to sound like Sacha Baron
Oh God,
Cohen
it was
there.
a bit deeper than he gave it more delivery than it needed.
Well, no, I was giving it a kind of Ali G sort
Oh,
of.
it's a bit much.
Is it like in
Gemma
your head?
Parsons, Gemma Parsons,
Gemma
Gemma
Parsons, welcome to the family guest area.
Welcome to.
Welcome to, and really, you've got lots to enjoy over
So
there.
hot, I've got to
no,
take
no,
the
but hang on.
top
I really
off.
want to know how you, as a positive. Christ. Oh.
Sorry, I just.
Sorry, my glasses just steamed up, and my irises just went fully dilated. No, well, you're in the hot seat. I want to know what you think as an eternal. Oh, open the back door. I want to know what you think as an eternal optimist.
I think. Do you know what I think? I think
What
at
do you
the
think?
moment, people are being given no choice. So I think there are some people that are inextricably drawn to the darkness. I'm not. I don't like to watch miserable, terrible, brutally violent films.
No.
And yet I'm being drawn all the time to the news. But actually, I'm waiting for grains of hope.
You're like a firefly
I'm
being
waiting
drawn
for
into.
grains
No,
of hope.
I would disagree. I would say that you're an absolute manifestation of the human draw to terrible news. I don't mean it in a horrible way for other people, but I think it fires up your synapses, it gets your hormones going,
No.
and it's a form of HRT for you.
Not
news.
true.
It keeps you sustained.
Nothing would make me happier than T cells being the headlines
Yeah,
today,
but you
not
walk
antibodies.
around the house every minute going, oh my God, that's all you hear from other parts of the house. Or then you hear, oh, great news, and then it's always accompanied with a, oh.
No, but I want the great news, but I can face the bad news. I want the good news.
Does anyone else agree? Does anyone else agree with Chris Dunn? I think it's a very apt comment at this stage. I think we are all drawn to the bad, to the dark side, as Anakin Skywalker was. What say ye? Do you agree?
No.
Okay. I've got a really.
I mean, if you take the simple example of how there is hardly a person in the world that wouldn't turn to look at a car crash.
Well, that's my point.
I suppose there's that, but I think, but I think the relentlessness of this,
Yeah.
months and months and months of the dark.
Yeah.
I think all these news channels are going to lose people.
Yeah.
Because people are wanting, you can't cope with it.
No.
It's just too much.
No.
It's like when you see people that have been in war for years and they just have got that 10,000
Yeah.
mile stare because they just can't take any more in.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're at. And damn them for making this a big bloody headline today to make it sound like we have no hope. It's just not the case.
It's not the case, and T cells are a big thing. But can I just show, people are asking about where the
T-cells.
community page is. If I turn this round and you look, this is like, see there, you've got these tabs. Maybe people don't realise that these tabs here, home, videos, playlists, community. Click on, so our Wi-Fi's gone. But if you click on that community tab, all of our posts about the members area and other bits and bobs. Mandy Nanny, we have said happy birthday to Leo. We have. Tori's Leo, absolutely.
Happy birthday, Leo. Happy birthday, Leo.
I just wanted to show you this story, which is quite funny.
Happy birthday.
Where is it? But get this. This is a curious detail. So we all think it comes from vampire bats and bats, but look, wild vampire bats socially distance when they're sick.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that?
You're kidding me.
Wild vampire bats socially distance when they're sick. Researchers captured 31 adult female vampire bats from a hollow tree in Belize. The team injected half the birds with something, an immune-challenging substance, to make them sick, while the other half received saline injections. The researchers then glued proximity sensors to them and discovered that the animals that were ill spent less time near others associated. So they know to naturally self-isolate.
Blimey, do they put masks on as well?
There have been apparently 5 fruit bats.
I hope
with
they're
masks.
I hope they're singing happy birthday when they're washing their bat wings.
Washing their hands. Even the bats that potentially gave us this can observe social distancing better than us. They have a tier system as well, apparently. They have a tier system where the illest bats are at the top, then you have the less ill bats beneath them, and then the really healthy bats, the young bats, are flying around at the bottom.
Really?
No.
Oh.
bats have a
arsehole.
tier system?
Oh, I don't know. I believe anything now. Well, I knew they wouldn't call it a tier system.
Right, do you want something to chuckle about? Should we have some good news?
Yes.
Not good news, but something fun. So these are 25 of the funniest tweets about married life. Hit the thumbs up if you'd like us to talk about the 25 funniest
Who wants to
tweets.
giggle? Who wants to
giggle?
just shake off antibodies?
Giggle? Oh yeah, community page might not work on iPads. If you have an out of date, and this is no judgment here, it's just my mum has an out of date one. If your iPad is an old model, I don't think the full spec. You might need to delete and re-upload your YouTube app. That might do it.
Let me see what it's called, and then I can just
Hit
tell
the thumbs up icon under the video if you fancy seeing some sharing and some funny tweets.
Let me just tell people. So if you go to YouTube and you put amazing debate on lockdown ideology versus scientific approach.
Boom.
Amazing debate on lockdown ideology versus scientific approach.
But you're not going to believe it. Because we've lost internet, we can't see the effing funniest... Oh, hang on. I know what to do. Can I borrow your phone?
So it's Ivor Cummings. It's Ivor, I-V-O-R, Cummings YouTube
Where's
channel.
your news app? There it is. Let me just do this. This is getting ridiculous. Is anyone else having problems with...
Internet.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
God, I hate the way your screen puts them out. Right, I'm going to have to go somewhere. Can you hold the fort whilst I search
Yeah.
for this?
So, Gabrielle, you got your card. Very, very pleased. Hello, Nicola. Nope. No, everyone else's internet is fine.
No. I know this morning, but generally with BT.
Yeah, we're going to have to call them. No, everyone.
It's just...
Virgin Wi-Fi's pants, but we
BT, we've got
BT.
the strongest thing ever.
Oh, yes, and Amanda Hawkins is with BT, and she's having trouble. It's so... We're so reliant on it, aren't we? Oh, I know. I saw the green puppy. It's gorgeous. We talked about him, actually, on here, didn't we? The green puppy.
Yes, we did.
We decided he'd have
Pistachio
pistachio
coloured,
ice
wasn't
cream.
it? Okay, here we go. I've
Welcome,
managed
Monica Pollard. Welcome, Monica Pollard, to the family guest.
Hello.
Harry.
Who is
Monica
it?
Pollard.
Monica Pollard.
Monica
Monica Pollard.
Pollard.
Sorry, I'm just struggling like mad here. This is not even bringing it up here. Why is that? Look, HuffPost.
There's no internet.
Oh, this is so annoying.
We can't do anything.
We can't do anything.
It's very annoying.
It's just so annoying. All right, sorry guys, can't do it.
Guys, we're probably going to have to wrap it up.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Oh, was it nice, Nicola? Nicola made my carrot soup.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to have a look and see if there are any other little headlines that we can just tell you about the front of. So what else is there? Tenacious D enlists Phoebe Bridgers, Karen O, Elizabeth Warren for All-Star Time Warp cover. That's brilliant. That's Jack Black.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Joni Mitchell. Gosh, she looks different, doesn't she? Still struggling to walk. Oh, she had an aneurysm. That's awful.
God.
Deary me.
Oh, God.
Of course, President Trump has succeeded in getting Amy Poehler, whatever her name is. No, that's a comedian, isn't it? To get the new justice confirmed. I didn't realise that was moving.
It was last
so
night.
No, I knew there was
Oh
the
my God,
first vote.
Oh dear, it gave me the shivers last night.
Amy
watching it.
Coney Barrett. But I mean, that's incredibly speedy. And you know what? A lot of Republicans.
Somebody was saying yesterday it could be revoked.
Really?
Because if they look into it and they have broken the rules and regs, there's a possibility that it could be.
Oh, look, maybe we should do a showbiz look.
I
Jamie Foxx has
know,
confirmed the
I
death
know.
of his sister.
I know.
Oh,
He
that's
said he's